there's one small detail that almost every successful person in the world shares. It's not IQ, not luck, not opportunity. It's a biological clock frighteningly precise. 5 a.m., 5 a.m., every day, for 10 years. No alarm, no hesitation, no 5 more minutes. They don't wake up early to prove anything. Not because of work, not because of motivation. They wake up because that's who they are. Have you ever wondered why some people can be that consistent? Why they can repeat the same action for thousands of mornings without boredom, without giving up? And why a single fixed hour can reshape an entire rhythm of life, energy, emotions, even destiny? Today, I'm not going to talk to you about waking up early. I'm going to talk about awakening. Because what matters isn't the time you wake up, it's who you're becoming every time you open your eyes. And over the next 30 minutes, I'll show you why successful people can wake up at the same hour for decades. And how you, too, can turn your wake-up time into a secret weapon of stability, discipline, and freedom. You've tried waking up early before, haven't you? The first day, you're full of energy. Everything feels easy. The morning light makes you feel like you own your time. But then the third day comes. You feel tired. By the fifth day, you start making excuses. And by the second week, you're back to your old cycle. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you lack willpower. It's because you're fighting against a system that's been programmed for years. The human brain doesn't hate waking up early. It only hates inconsistency. Every time you change your wake-up time, your brain records a message. There are no rules. And every time you hit snooze, you're not just delaying a morning, you're training yourself to delay. Each tap of that button sends a tiny message to your subconscious. I can't do this. I'm not serious. And when those messages repeat day after day, they become beliefs. You start to think you're not a morning person. But the truth is, no one is born a morning person. Only those who learn how to stabilize their nervous system. When you sleep in one day and try to make up for it, the next is explaining. You're not resting. You're disrupting your biological clock, as if you were changing time zones every day, and your body can't perform at its best. When every morning it has to guess, what time are we waking up today? The problem isn't willpower, it's structure. Successful people aren't stronger than you. They just teach their bodies one simple rule. Wake up time is not a choice. When that happens, morning stops being a battle. It becomes a ritual. In Tokyo, there's a man named Kenji Sato. He works in finance, a world where everything is measured by minutes, numbers, and decisions. For 15 years, he has never been late. Not for a meeting, not for a train, not for a single morning. Every day, Kenji wakes up at 4:30 a.m. No alarm, no reminders, no ringing sound. When people ask, "Aren't you tired? Don't you get bored doing the same thing every day?" He simply smiles and says, "I don't wake up for work. I wake up because I'm an early riser." A simple answer, but it holds the deepest secret of discipline. Most of us wake up out of obligation because we have to get to work, because we're afraid of being late, because there's something we must do. But Kenji wakes up because it's who he is. For him, sleeping in for 5 more minutes isn't rest, it's betraying himself. It's the line between temporary willpower and permanent identity. When you do something out of motivation, you stop when your feelings change. But when you do it because it's who you are, you don't need motivation, only consistency. People often think discipline is restriction, but for Kenji, discipline is freedom. He doesn't waste time wondering, what time should I get up today? He doesn't negotiate with himself, just 5 more minutes. Each morning, as soon as he opens his eyes, everything is already wired into his nervous system like a ritual. Drink water, brew tea, read a few pages, run through the quiet streets while the city still sleeps. In those moments, no one needs him, no one demands anything, and no one stands between him and his own silence. It's not just morning, it's a private space of awareness, where he regenerates his energy and restores order for the day ahead. On the other side of the world, there's another man, Jocko Willink, a former US Navy SEAL officer. He also wakes up at 4:30 a.m. every day for more than 2 decades. On Instagram, he posts the same photo, a watch showing 4 to 30 with the caption, "Discipline equals freedom." It sounds paradoxical, but if you've ever lived in chaos, you understand. True freedom doesn't come from doing whatever you want. It comes from being able to control yourself in every moment. Kenji, Jocko, and anyone who can maintain a fixed wake-up time for decades are no different from you at the starting line. They only differ in the story they tell themselves. So what's your story? I'm trying to wake up early? Or I'm an early riser? Because between those two sentences, your entire way of living changes. When we hear about people who can wake up early for decades, we often assume they possess extraordinary willpower. But in truth, most of their strength doesn't come from willpower. It comes from a neural structure trained over time. When you repeat an action at the same time every day, your brain starts to memorize that pattern. In the basal ganglia, the brain region that stores habits, neurons gradually connect to recognize specific cues. For them, 5 a.m. is no longer just a time, it's a trigger. When your biological clock is reinforced at the same hour repeatedly, your body automatically releases hormones like cortisol and a mild dopamine boost about 30 to 45 minutes before that time. That's why long-term early risers often wake up naturally, no alarm, no forcing. Their bodies wake themselves up, like an athlete warming up before a match. It's no longer effort, it's a biological reflex. On the other hand, when you constantly change your wake-up time, 6:30 today, 7 tomorrow, then 5:30 the next, your brain loses the ability to predict. It doesn't know what the right signal is. That uncertainty disrupts your entire system of hormones, energy, and circadian rhythm. You feel tired, unfocused, even irritable, not because you woke up early, but because you woke up inconsistently. Each time you shift your wake-up time, you're essentially deleting the command from your nervous system, leaving your body unsure of when to wake or rest. But when you maintain one fixed hour every single day, whether it's Monday or Sunday, you're sending a consistent message to your body. This is when we begin. Gradually, every system within you, from your brain to your hormones, aligns around that time. You eat better, sleep deeper, focus longer, because your body no longer has to guess. Everything runs on a single, synchronized rhythm. That is the power of structured repetition. It doesn't just create a habit, it conditions your identity. When you wake up at the same hour long enough, you're no longer trying to wake up early. You are an early riser. Your brain, instead of resisting you, starts to assist you. Your nervous system becomes an ally, not an obstacle. A fixed wake-up time isn't an act of force, it's a biological ritual of stability. And once you master that stability, you don't just own your mornings, you begin to own yourself. Every morning, most of us start the day with small questions. What time should I wake up today? Should I work out or take a break? Should I eat breakfast or sleep a little longer? They sound harmless, but those tiny questions drain your most valuable resource: willpower. Every time you negotiate with yourself, your brain burns glucose to make a decision. And when that negotiation loop repeats every morning, you begin your day mentally exhausted before you've even done anything. Successful people understand this. That's why they remove the negotiation process altogether. They don't think, should I get up or not? Because there's no alternative. For them, wake-up time isn't a decision, it's a principle. Just like the sun rises every day, it doesn't need a reason, it doesn't need motivation, it simply happens. When you want to build a fixed wake-up habit, don't start with willpower, start with a system. A simple but powerful system that pulls you out of the negotiation zone. You can try the 3D formula. 1. Declare. Write down the exact time you'll wake up, and say it out loud. Put that note on your wall so it becomes a public commitment to yourself. When you say, I will wake up at 5 a.m. every morning, you're sending a strong signal to your brain that this is the new rule of your operating system. 2. Design. Don't rely on willpower alone. Design your environment to make success automatic. Place your alarm far from your bed. Set up a softly lit, airy space. Lay out your workout clothes or the journal you'll write in. When your environment says, wake up, you no longer have to convince yourself. 3. Do. When the alarm rings, do one thing. Sit up. No countdown. No 5 more minutes. Just act before your brain has time to rationalize. That simple motion triggers your nervous system to wake up and align your body with its rhythm. The first day will be hard. The first week will be tiring. But that's the stage where your brain is relearning order. Each time you wake up on schedule, you're sending a new command to your body. We can do this. After 21 days, your nervous system starts to respond naturally. After 60 days, you don't have to force yourself anymore. You simply are an early riser. This system won't make you perfect overnight. It just transforms willpower, fragile and fleeting, into structure, solid and sustainable. And once structure replaces motivation, you'll stop asking, "What time should I wake up today?" Because the answer will already live inside your identity. That's how successful people begin each day. Not with determination, but with a non-negotiable ritual. There comes a moment when you realize waking up early is no longer a challenge. You no longer fight against sleepiness. You no longer have to push yourself with tired lines of motivation. You just wake up, like breathing, like a heartbeat, natural, effortless, almost thoughtless. That's when the habit has crossed the line from behavior to identity. You're no longer trying to wake up early, you are an early riser. And that identity shapes everything else. How you eat, how you work, how you see yourself. When you wake up at the same hour for years, your body begins to adjust its entire biology around that rhythm. Your sleep becomes deeper, your heartbeat steadier, your focus sharper. You feel like you enter the day before the world does, while everything is still silent. No phone calls, no messages, no pressure, just you and a quiet space to bring order within. Science calls this circadian alignment, when every organ in your body moves in harmony with the same rhythm. In life, we call it peace. Peace doesn't come from having more time than others. It comes from knowing exactly which time belongs to you. You begin to realize that your wake-up time isn't just about when you open your eyes. It's a statement to the world. I control the rhythm of my own life. Successful people aren't faster than everyone else. They're steadier. And that steadiness, repeated day after day, for years, builds a quiet, unshakable strength. When you maintain your wake-up time long enough, you stop searching for motivation. Because every morning you open your eyes, you see your own proof that you can command yourself, even in the smallest thing. And if you can master your wake-up time, you can master anything else. At some point, you'll understand. 5 a.m. isn't just the start of a new day. It's the fingerprint of discipline, a secret rhythm that successful people have chosen and kept for decades. Because in the end, victory doesn't come from what we do in moments of excitement, but from what we do in silence, repeatedly, without an audience. And that moment you wake up on time when no one is watching, that's when you're building your truest strength. When you wake up at the same hour every day, you're doing more than just controlling your mornings. You're reprogramming your entire nervous system and biology. Your body begins to memorize that steady rhythm like background music, and everything else slowly falls into sync. After just a few weeks, you'll start noticing subtle yet profound changes. You sleep more deeply because your body knows exactly when to rest. You wake up more alert because your cortisol levels rise at the right time. You feel less stressed because your circadian rhythm is no longer in chaos. Even your emotions become more stable because your brain isn't fighting uncertainty every morning. When your morning has order, your day gains structure. And when every day has structure, your life gains direction. That's the domino effect of stability. A single small brick, your wake-up time, can trigger a cascade of changes in your mindset, health, energy, and performance. That's also why Olympic athletes, monks, and top leaders all live by a fixed rhythm. Not because they're addicted to discipline, but because they understand. Stability is the root of freedom. When you no longer have to battle each morning over the decision to get up or to sleep in, you free up energy for more important decisions. When you're not caught in chaos, you create space for creativity, for calm, for life itself. Waking up on time doesn't just help you do more, it helps you become more. A clearer, steadier, more reliable version of yourself. Because in a chaotic world, the one who can keep their own rhythm is the one who has found the strongest foundation, the ability to be fully in control of each moment. And then you'll notice something almost paradoxical. The more orderly your life becomes, the freer you feel. Not free to do everything, but free to do what you choose, with awareness, completeness, and unwavering focus. Waking up on time is not a habit. It's a declaration, a way of telling yourself, I am in control of myself, even in the smallest things. Ordinary people wake up early when they feel motivated. Successful people wake up early because that's who they are. They don't ask, why should I get up? They don't bargain. Just this once. They get up because that's what they do. Every day, every year, without fail. And in that, you see the true strength of discipline. It's not loud, not dramatic, not something that needs to be seen. It simply repeats every morning, every step, every breath, until it becomes instinct. No one can pretend to be disciplined for 10 years, but anyone can become disciplined if they dare to start and dare to keep repeating. When you wake up at the same hour for years, you're telling life itself, you can count on me. And when you become the kind of person you can count on, that's when life begins to open up. There's no magic in waking up early. The magic lies in this. You keep your promise to yourself. Every morning you open your eyes on time, without hesitation. You prove that you're getting closer to the person you want to become. Waking up on time isn't about having more hours. It's about knowing that you're living with order, purpose, and strength. Because in the end, the successful person isn't the one who wakes up the earliest. It's the one who no longer needs to try to wake up early. They no longer fight the clock, because they are the clock. And when you reach that state, when every morning becomes a quiet affirmation that, I'm still here, I'm still moving forward, you'll understand why successful people can wake up at the same hour for decades. Not because they have to, but because they get to. Because they've become the very person they once aspired to be. If you want to dive deeper into discipline, identity, and inner stability, stay with me in the upcoming videos. Because this journey doesn't begin at 5 a.m., it begins the very moment you decide to take control of yourself. Every week, I'll share stories about discipline, psychology, and growth, so you can understand not just how to succeed, but who you become along the way. If this message resonates with you, stay, because this isn't just a channel. It's a place where we learn how to live consciously,